Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up.
Roberta.
Welcome back to J is for Justice. My name is Jay and I am your muted host. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. And if you like what you see or like what you hear sometimes, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you for being here. It looks like Potato and Angie B and Shell are your moderators today. Thanks for coming in and moderating. Thank you to all the members that come back, even though J is for muted. 99.9999% of the time.
Roberta. That's how it played out.
You're lucky if you can hear the J is for Justice podcast. But when you can, boy, you just never know what you're going to get. Oh, man. Something to be said for live streaming. Welcome, Dana. Dana from Canada. Charmed Girl, hello. Mary P. Carol H. and Olive Juice, hello. Members, Roberters.
Okay!
Yeah, well, Mary P., I don't check my phone very often either, so... That's what you get with J is for Justice. Let's get into today's live. I'm battling a little bit of a headache, so bear with me. I have like this sinus headache. Hey, Mike Sanner. Potato, I like your new pic. Very beautiful, very beautiful. Looking beyond. You're not new. I've seen you before. Do I think Bryan has a secret brother? I don't know. Where'd that come from?
Yeah, that loud and beefy.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
I just think that it's the weather change is why my head hurts, but let's get into it. I know, Carol H., and they're bad. Like, sometimes sinus headaches can actually make you feel like you're going to throw up. So I did get some stuff done. I bathed Miss Bella. You can see Miss Bella up here. Bella Rose is all clean and napping. Let's move her over so you can see her. She is all nice and clean and cozy. Vanessa A says, I definitely think that not checking our phones is a Gen X thing because we didn't grow up with them. Yeah, I check it, but I'm not like insane about it. Sometimes I just leave it in another room because, to be honest with you, sometimes the phone gets on my damn nerves. And I'm not going to lie.
Like, what the fuck is this? And everybody's like, what the fuck is this?
Laura Moore says, hold the air in your mouth, then push to blow it out. I do that all the time. I have to pop my ears. No kitties yet. I don't know if they're just getting fat. They won't let me grab them. I don't know what the hell's going on. Is Summer camera shy? She likes to sit in the living room and look out the window. So I invited her and she was like looking at me like, no can do. I'm enjoying this nice breeze. And whatever. So Miss Bella came in and said, I'll take a little napsy. So let's get into today's live. We're going to be talking about this unsealed warrant. We're going to read through it. And then I also have a few things that I wanted to bring up that I wanted to talk about. Yeah, make yourself yawn. Exactly. It's that popping of the ears. The 3 o'clock slump. The mom's age discrepancy, in addition to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, dual-sided of Bryan. Shit, I don't know. If there's another brother, if there's like more relatives that are involved in this, I'm done. Hopefully investigators can sort that whole mess out, because that would be one hell of a shit show.
Roberta.
Roly po. Jenny W., thank you for becoming a member. Jenny W. is our latest family member, you guys. Give Jenny a big warm welcome. Welcome, Jenny. Jenny, let us know where you're tuning in from, our new family member. All right, we've got this unsealed warrant, and we're going to read through it. At first, I thought it was a repeat of the first, like, OG, but I don't think it is. So that's why we're going to read through it. And I've got Coke Zeros, because my voice is already scratchy, because I've got some, like sinus stuff going on. So bear with me here. Hey, Jenny from Colorado. Welcome. We've got a lot of Colorados. We get a lot of Colorados up in here. Did Bert pop up for you guys? Oh, there he is. Also, I wanted to thank Manda.
One-way ticket to hell.
She subscribed and got a one-way ticket to hell. And so did NH.
One-way ticket to hell.
And Stacy Patricus.
One-way ticket to hell.
And Beverly Calderon.
One-way ticket to hell.
So we gave out a lot of one-way tickets to hell in the past day or so.
One-way ticket to hell.
Okay, so thanks all new subscribers. Welcome to J is for Justice. We're glad to have you. All right, so now let's get into, we do have a Nancy Grace sticker for all the members as well. So, well, thank you for finally joining, Jenny. She said she's been a long time subscriber. All right, let's get into it. And like Mary P said, you have to pay attention to the details. The wording is very, that's why you have to read through it and take your time. So the motion says, comes now. I'm already screwing it up. The state of Washington, and through Dennis Tracy, Whitman County prosecuting attorney, and moves the court for an order to unseal the return of service of search warrant numbered SW number 1229, 2022A. These warrants were issued and served in Washington state because a suspect in the crimes resided and worked here during the time of the murders. These warrants and associated applications were sealed due to the sensitive nature of the investigation at that time. Since then, an extensive probable cause affidavit has been unsealed in Latah County, Idaho, which has alleviated the need for sealing of the return of service here in Washington. So they're stating that because of the probable cause being released, that they don't feel this, needs to be sealed anymore because of everything that was released in the probable cause. And then here's the next one. Comes now, the same verbiage, but then it says that Dennis Tracy, the Whitman County prosecuting attorney, is filing an order to keep sealed the search warrant and search application numbered SW 1229-2022A, but to allow the state to file redacted versions, which replace the victim witnesses' names with initials. So they're still keeping it sealed, but they're allowing they are allowing the state to file redacted versions. So the main meat and potatoes is remaining sealed. The Washington State Constitution recognizes that victims of crimes have rights and states that effective law enforcement depends on cooperation from victims of crime. The Washington State Legislature has recognized that there is a severe and detrimental impact on crime victims, survivors of victims, and witnesses of crime, and yet there is the civil and moral duty of victims, survivors, and witnesses to fully and voluntarily cooperate with law enforcement and prosecutorial agencies. In a criminal proceeding, the law requires that a reasonable effort is made to ensure that victims, survivors of victims, and witnesses of crimes have the right to receive protection from harm and threats arising out of cooperation with law enforcement and prosecution efforts. Washington courts have long acknowledged that a victim's initials can be substituted for their name. The basis for this motion is that there are two surviving victims, witnesses, of a now notorious and much publicized murder/burglary in Moscow, Idaho, whose full names are listed in this search warrant and search warrant application. These warrants were issued and served in Washington State because a suspect in the crime resided and worked here during the time of the murders. These warrants and associated applications were sealed due to the sensitive nature of the investigation at that time. Since then, an extensive probable cause affidavit has been unsealed in Latah County, Idaho, which has alleviated much of the need for sealing here in Washington. But the documents filed in Latah have not disclosed the surviving victims' names, only their initials. These victims should have the level of protection that can be provided by having their initials substituted for their full names. The state is asking the court to consider the usual factors. Then they go on to just state, how protecting the victim identification is important for their safety. And then the judge signed off, Gary Libby. It is ordered that the search warrant and application for search warrant already filed shall remain sealed, but the state shall immediately file redacted versions of those documents with the surviving victims' names redacted and replaced with initials. So I don't know if there's anything else that's redacted other than their names. And then we're on to the actual search warrant. And it says up here, redacted. Upon the sworn complaint made before me, there is probable cause to believe that the crime of murder in the first degree and burglary per Idaho Code has been committed in Idaho, and that evidence of those crimes or contraband, the fruits of crime, or things otherwise criminally possessed, or weapons, or other things by means of which a crime has been committed or reasonably appears about to be committed, is concealed in or on certain premises. Listen to that again. By means of which a crime has been committed or reasonably appears about to be committed. In making this determination, the court did not consider the information in the supplemental disclosure RE DNA test. This court also does not consider the information in that supplemental disclosure to be exculpatory. So what that means is they sealed it before they had the DNA tests back. You are commanded to, 1, search within 10 days the premises described as follows. Apartment located at 1630 Northeast Valley Road, number G201, Pullman, Washington. And then they go on to describe what it looks like. And like anybody, if you had this in your hands and you read this, you would be able to find that apartment. Like anybody would be able to find that apartment by this identification. It says it's a multi-occupancy apartment, which is tan and white in color. Apartment G201 is located on the northeast corner of the second story of this building. The door to G201 is located on the east side of the second story landing and designated by the numbers 201. Now, it's interesting to note that I saw in another video that Bryan had a wipe your paws doormat with little dog paws on it, which would make you think that he's what? A dog lover, right? So it says the door is white with a swinging screen door on the outside of the main door to the residence. 2. Seize, if located, evidence of the above listed crimes. Now they're specific. So they can't just go in there and be like, hey, you can search this apartment and you can just take whatever you want. Like it doesn't matter. Go in there and take whatever you want. They have to tell you what they're looking for. They have to tell the judge, rather, what they're looking for. You know, if there's anything specific relating to this crime. So this is what they list off. Seize, if located, evidence of the above listed crimes, including blood, or bodily fluid, or human tissue, or skin cells, or items with blood, or other bodily fluid, or human tissue, or skin cells on the items. 2. Knives, sheaths, or other sharp tools, including any dagger, dirk, or sword, and any written indicia of ownership of same, including sales receipts. No, Nancy's in there. You have to look for her. She doesn't stand out for some reason. I almost didn't see her either, but she's there. Number 3, any images, whether digital or on paper or any other format which show Ethan Chapin, Kaylee Goncalves, Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, BF or DM, and or the house at 1122 King Road and or the surrounding neighborhood. That's pretty specific. She's next to the slushie. I love that. Where can I find Nancy? She's right next to the slushie.
Collaborate.
But
Clothing included. This is where it's interesting because we'll get to the list, but including, but not limited to, dark shirts. They didn't say black. Dark pants, masks, and shoes with diamond pattern sole. Trace evidence including DNA from blood or skin cells or other source, footprints, fingerprints, hair, whether human or animal / dog. Data compilations, whether digital, electronic, or on paper or other format, showing an interest in, oh my God, showing an interest in or planning of, remember the verbiage up top, murder, violent assault, stabbing, and or cutting of people, and data compilations showing details of the 1122 King Road house, its location, and or any information about Ethan, Kaylee, Xana, Madison, BF, and or DM. And data compilations showing the location of Bryan Kohberger or the cell phone, the location of Bryan Kohberger or the cell phone, 509-592-8458, and I double dog dare you to call it, on November 13th, 2022, including Wi-Fi logs, and data or metadata associated with photos, social media posts, or applications on cell phones or computer towers, laptops, tablets. As example, but not intended to be an exclusive list of data compilations being sought are ledgers, papers, lists, books, notes, letters, calendars, address books, contact lists, diaries, tapes, photographs, videos, emails, text messages, social media posts and messages, and metadata associated therewith. Electronic, digital devices, or digital storage devices which may contain any of the above data compilations, including cell phones, computer towers, laptops, tablets, external hard drives, CD, DVD, thumb drive, or any other data storage devices. This includes any device which may contain the following. At least they didn't say floppy disks. I think the first one said floppy disks. I think it was this case. I could be wrong. Evidence of other accounts. Other accounts like what? Other accounts like maybe Papa Roach or whatever his name is. Papa, what is it? Roger? Papa Roger Daltrey. Or Papa Roger. I can't remember his last name. The dude from South Africa. Papa Roger. Or maybe what's the Reddit? Outside looking or inside looking? Pumpkin, pineapple, all them people. Evidence of other accounts associated with this device, including email addresses, social media accounts, messaging app accounts, and other accounts that may be accessed through the digital device that will aid in determining the possessor and user of the device. Photographs, images, videos, documents, and related data created, accessed, read, modified, received, stored, sent, moved, deleted, or otherwise manipulated between the above dates. Evidence of use of the device to conduct internet searches relating to a review of other murders or violent assaults, stabbing, and or cutting of people, as well as how to avoid detection after the commission of such crimes. Details of the 1122 King Road house, its location, neighborhood, and or information about one or more of the victims, Ethan, Kaylee, Xana, Madison, BF, and or DM. Information that can be used to calculate the position of the device between the above dates, including GPS satellite data, GPS coordinates for routes and destination queries. Routes and destination queries. Between the above listed dates, app data or usage information and related location information, IP logs or similar internet connection information, images created, accessed, or modified between the above listed dates together with their metadata and EXIF tags. Evidence of the identity of the person in possession of the device on or about any times that items in the evidentiary value located pursuant to this warrant were created, modified, accessed, or otherwise manipulated. Some evidence may be found in digital communications, photos and video, associated metadata, IP logs, documents, social media activity, and similar data. Also, passwords, phrases, codes, patterns, fingerprints, and or usernames to operate any such device. Indicia of residence in or ownership or possession of the premises and any of the above items, including mail, receipts, identification, bills, rental agreements, licensing documents, and other personal property whose owner possessor may be readily determined. So did they not know if this was actually in his name? I'm not sure. Assistance from any law enforcement agencies from the state of Idaho or the federal government or any tech specialist associated with or employed by or contracted with such law enforcement agencies, including but not limited to the Moscow Police Department, Idaho State Police, FBI, and Idaho State Police Forensic Services is authorized. Assistance from a technical specialist is also authorized to review any digital devices and digital media for the best and least intrusive method of securing digital evidence that the warrant authorizes for seizure. Promptly return this warrant to me or the clerk of court, and return must include an inventory of all properties seized. A copy of the warrant and a receipt for the property taken shall be given to the person from whom or from whose premises property is taken. If no person is found in possession, a copy and receipt shall be conspicuously posted at the place where the property is found. Now, this is the application for the search warrant, and this is redacted. Oh, I'm getting tired of reading already. Oh, that's Bryan Walsh. That is the guy from Ice Age, and that is Bryan Walshy, or whatever his name is. Walshy. I, Dawn Daniels, Assistant Chief, WSU Police Department, declare that I have personal knowledge of the matters herein and or relying on witness statements, information provided by my fellow officers, including fellow officers from the Idaho State Police, reports, and other material I have gathered in my investigation, and that I am competent to testify to the matters stated herein. On the basis of the following, I believe there is probable cause that Bryan Kohberger has committed the crime of first-degree murder and burglary, and evidence of those crimes is checked. Weapons or other things by which a crime has been committed or reasonably appears about to be committed. Those two are checked. Evidence of those crimes and weapons or other things by means of which a crime has been committed or reasonably appears about to be committed. About to be. I don't know. This is just like regular mumbo jumbo, like legal terms. I don't know. And then it says that the evidence is located in, on, at, or about the following described premises, vehicle, or person. And then it describes the Pullman, Washington apartment again. And it describes it as the tan and white in color building. So she says, I am a police officer, and this is Dawn Daniels. I am a police officer at Washington State University Police Department, have been so employed since July 20th, 1998. I attended and successfully completed the 440-hour Washington State Criminal Justice Training Commission's Basic Law Enforcement Academy. While at the academy, I completed courses in criminal law, criminal procedures, and other investigative courses. Since the academy, I've continued my education in various law enforcement related fields, including officer involved shooting, evidence collection, and threat assessment. Oh, it's better. Where am I? I have investigated and assisted in the service of over 50 search warrants. I, Moscow, Idaho Police Officer Sergeant Dustin Blaker. Okay, wait. No, so this is different. This isn't Dawn. This is by Dustin Blaker. Sergeant Blaker's sworn statement is attached here too. other officers and witnesses are identified in Sergeant Blaker's sworn statement. The investigation. I was contacted by Moscow Police Department and asked to assist their investigation to the recent murder of 4 people in Moscow, Idaho. Sergeant Blaker of the Moscow Police Department has developed probable cause to believe that a resident of Whitman County, Bryan Kohberger, committed the murders and burglary. I agree with Sergeant Blaker's statement that there is probable cause to believe that Kohberger committed the murders and burglary, and there is probable cause to believe that the evidence of those crimes will be located in his apartment. And then here is the same information that was in the last one about what they're to be looking for in his apartment. And this is all repeat. I'm not reading it again. Now, supplemental disclosure, RE DNA test. I have been informed by Detective J.R. Talbot of the Idaho State Police that on November 13th, 2022, a sheath was recovered at the King Road residence under or next to the body of Madison Mogan. Under or next. The Idaho State Crime Lab obtained a male DNA profile from the sheath. On December 27th, law enforcement agents and officers in Pennsylvania recovered trash that originated from the Kohberger family residence. That trash was sent to the Idaho State Crime Lab for testing. On December 28th, the Idaho State Lab reported that a DNA profile was obtained from the trash. It was compared to the suspect DNA profile. The lab personnel concluded that the source of the trash DNA profile was a male and was not being excluded as the biological father of the source of the suspect's profile. At least 99.9998%, kind of like the percentage that I'm muted, of the male population would be expected to be excluded from the possibility of being the biological father of the source of the suspect profile. This information is being provided to the court pursuant to my duty and obligation to be fully candid with the court. I do not believe this information is exculpatory for the suspect. However, if the court believes it is exculpatory, then the court should consider the supplemental disclosure in its evaluation of the existence of probable cause or lack thereof. But I am specifically asking the court to not consider the supplemental disclosure as evidence, this supplemental disclosure as evidence, supporting the existence of probable cause. The reason for this request is that if the DNA test results are held inadmissible in court at some point, such a ruling would not impact the finding of probable cause for this warrant, so long as this court is satisfied as to probable cause, regardless of the DNA test result. So I think now, of course, I'm not a lawyer. We all know this. But I think basically what they're saying is that they have enough probable cause without the DNA, if I'm reading that right. And here is the statement of Dustin Blaker. The below information is provided by Sergeant Dustin Blaker. I am a duly appointed, qualified, and acting peace officer hang on, let me make this bigger. Much better. Hold on. Much better for my eyes, anyways. All right. I am employed by the Moscow Police Department in the official capacity of sergeant, and I have been trained and qualified peace officer for approximately 22 years. Wow. I attended the Idaho Peace Officers Academy from January 2000 to March of 2000. I then completed a 16-week field training where I was released in July of 2000. During my 16 years of law enforcement, I have attended additional training to include basic narcotics training, which trained me in handling high-level cases. I have conducted many search warrants and have assisted with previous homicide investigations while at the Moscow Police Department. How many homicides have they had? I am being assisted by other officers of the Moscow Police Department, ISP, and agents of the FBI. On November 13th, 2022, see, we only had Brett Payne writing the other one. At approximately 4 o'clock, Moscow Police Department Corporal Brett Payne and I responded to 1122 King Road. Hereafter, the King Road residence to assist with scene security and processing of a crime scene associated with 4 homicides. Upon our arrival, the Idaho State Police forensic team was on scene and preparing to begin processing the scene. So Brett Payne and this guy were not the first ones there. I don't know who the first ones there were. But the state police forensics team was already there. And the Moscow police officer Smith, one of the initial responding officers. So Officer Smith, whoever he is, was one of the first ones on the scene. And he walked Brett Payne and this guy, what's his name again? Dustin, through the crime scene. Officer Smith and I entered the King Road residence through the bottom floor door on the north side of the building. Officer Smith and I went upstairs to the second floor. Officer Smith directed me down the hallway to the west bedroom. So you got to remember, the first one was Brett Payne, and now this one is Officer Smith. So I'm trying to wrap my brain around it, and that's why I keep repeating it. You guys probably have it all down. I have to keep reminding myself. Okay, so Officer Smith directed him down the hallway to the west bedroom of the second floor, which I later learned through Xana's driver's license and other personal belongings. It was Xana's room. This is worded the same. Yeah, this is all the same, right? I then followed Officer Smith upstairs to the third floor of the residence. The third floor consisted of 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. The bedroom was on the west side. It was later determined to be Kaylee's. I later learned from review of Officer Nunez' body camera. So Officer Nunez must have been the other one on the scene. Right? There was a dog in the room when Moscow police officers initially responded. The dog belonged to Kaylee and her ex-boyfriend, Jack. I found out from Corporal Payne's interview with Jack on November 13th that he and Goncalves shared the dog. Officer Smith then pointed out a small bathroom on the east side. This bathroom shared a wall with Madison Mogan's bedroom, which was situated in the southeast corner of the third floor. As I entered this bedroom, I could see 2 females in the single bed in the room. Both Goncalves and Mogan were deceased with visible stab wounds. I was later advised by ISP they located a tan leather knife sheath laying on the bed next to Mogan's right side when viewed from the door. Okay, we know all of this. So ISP, I didn't pay attention to this before though, but ISP were the ones that found the leather knife sheath. And then this has just been redacted. So it says BF and DM. And that is the only difference with here. It's just been redacted to put their initials in, I reckon. So let's go down. Wait. After reviewing the numerous observances of suspect vehicle 1, the forensic examiner initially believed that suspect vehicle 1 was a 2011 to 2013. Upon further review, they indicated it could be a 2011 to 2016. As a result, investigators have been reviewing information on persons in possession of a vehicle that is a 2011 to 2016. So then we've read all this. If I didn't have such a headache, I'd read it, but I'm not reading all this again. This is all the stuff in the probable cause affidavit. Hold on. Where's the freaking list? Oh, I gotta go back. Hold on. We didn't read all this. Additional analysis for the phone records. See, it says right here. Provided coverage to Johnson, Washington. The King Road residence contained a significant amount of blood from the victims, including, this is new. The King Road residence contained a significant amount of blood from the victims, including spatter and cast off. Blood-stained pattern resulting from blood drops released from an object due to its motion. Ooh. Which, based on my training, makes it likely that this evidence was transferred to Kohberger's person, clothing, or shoes. Based on the locations of the suspect vehicle and the 8458 phone immediately following the murders, it is probable that Kohberger went home to his residence at 1630 Northeast Valley Road. At that time, it is likely that he still had blood or other trace evidence on his person, clothes, shoes, including skin cells or hair from the victims or from Kaylee's dog. It is likely that some trace evidence was transferred to areas in his apartment through contact with these items worn during the attack. One likely location for the clothes, masks, shoes that he was wearing during the attack would be his residence. While I believe Kohberger is visiting family in Pennsylvania over the current school break, I believe he intends to return for the start of the next semester. So I expect his belongings to still be in his residence at 1630 Northeast Valley Road. To date, we have not recovered the weapon used in the homicides, which would indicate that he took it with him from the scene. Based on my training, that weapon will likely contain trace evidence on it, such as blood or skin or hair from the crime scene. One likely location for the weapon would be his residence. Based on my training and experience, when someone plans an event or action, one likely location would be their residence or office. One would not want to conduct such planning in public if they are planning a criminal act. These murders appear to have been planned rather than a crime that happened at a moment of conflict. I believe it likely that Kohberger planned his actions ahead of time. The plans may have included a review of other murders or violent assaults, stabbing and or cutting of people, as well as to how to avoid detection after the commission of such crimes. Further, based on my training and experience, criminals utilize electronic digital devices as well as paper or other media in conducting planning of crimes, just as non-criminals use various media to plan activities. There is probable cause to believe that digital devices were used and are being used in furtherance of the listed crime and to avoid detection. I'm just reading. A lot of this is repetitive. Digital data can be found in numerous locations and formats. Evidence can be embedded into unlikely files. They're on his ass. They all on his ass. For the type of evidence, such as a photo included in a document or converted into a PDF file, or maybe one of those, secret calculator apps, or a format in an effort to conceal their existence. Information on devices and media can be stored in random order with deceptive file names, hidden from normal view, encrypted or password protected, and stored on unusual devices for that type of data, such as routers, printers, scanners, game consoles, or other devices that are similarly capable of storing digital data. Wholly apart from user-generated files and data, digital devices and media typically store, often without conscious action by the user, electronic evidence pertaining to virtually all actions taken on the digital device, and often information about the geographic location at which the device was turned on and or used, which means they're always watching. This data includes logs of device use, records of the creation, modification, deletion, sending of files, uses of internet, such as uses of social media, and internet searches and browsing. Device-generated data also includes information regarding the identity of any user identity at any particular date and time, usage logs, and information pertaining to the physical location of the device over time, pointers to outside storage locations such as cloud storage, devices to which data may have been removed, and information about how that offsite storage is being used. So if you're like syncing shit, they can tell where you're syncing it to. If the device is synced with other devices, it will retain a record of that action. Digital device users typically do not erase or delete this evidence because special software or use of special settings are usually required for the task. However, it is technically possible to delete this information, which brings me to what I was trying to tell you guys that when in another live was that Washington State University criminal justice program was studying data and all of the electronic evidence and things that go into solving crimes. So that included Celebrate dumps on a phone. Is that included? I don't know. And I'm trying to find that because I wanted to pull that up for you guys. Yeah, I'll have to look for it. I'll look for it another time. All right. Sorry. Okay. So then it says, digital device programs frequently require passwords, phrases, codes, patterns, fingerprints, or usernames to operate. So this is how they're putting everything together with him. This is crazy. Computer hardware, software, peripherals, but we know that all they took was a tower, right? According to that list. Modern digital devices and media can contain many gigabytes and even terabytes of data. Due to the potential for an extremely large volume of data contained in devices and media, the fact that evidence can be stored, located in unanticipated locations or formats, or embedded in other items, investigators typically need to use specialized equipment in their search. Such large volumes of data can also mean that searches can take days or even weeks to complete. For these reasons, I request authority to remove from the search location all digital devices and media. I also request authority to obtain assistance from a technical specialist to review the digital devices and digital media for the best and least intrusive method of securing digital evidence. So August 21st is where they're starting to November 14th. August 21st. And then repeat it again, what they're looking for. Oh, here we go. So here's a little more information. It goes on to describe the apartment. But then it says Kohberger has been identified as the occupant of this apartment on leasing documents obtained via subpoena as part of this investigation. Investigators have been informed via the postal inspector that Kohberger is the only person receiving mail at apartment G201. This leads investigators to believe he is the sole occupant. Based on all the above information, I conclude there is probability that Kohberger committed the 4 murders at the King Road residence. And they have probable cause to believe that the evidence of the crimes committed will be found at his residence. Again, what they're looking for. Oh my God, this is a lot of pages. Here's the office. Based off the above information, I am also seeking a search warrant for Kohberger's office on the Washington State University campus. I have probable cause to believe evidence of the crimes committed at the King Road residence will be found in Kohberger's office located on the WSU campus at Wilson Short Hall, number 12, Pullman, Washington. It is common for individuals to keep documents, records, and information of the type described above in their office, and Kohberger's office is the other location where this evidence could be found. Wilson Short Hall is a 4-story brick building housing multiple offices. Kohberger's office is number 12. 12 is a student office shared by Kohberger and 2 fellow WSU students, Kai Wan Chen and Nei Young Ko. Kohberger has been confirmed. I bet Kai Wan Chen and Nei Young Ko have some stories to tell about this widow. Kohberger has been confirmed to be one of the students that utilizes this office. On December 29th, 2022, investigators visit the office and Kohberger's name in on the outside. Based off the above information, I am also seeking a search warrant for Kohberger's office. And this was signed 12/29. So then they conduct their search. Assistant Chief Dawn Daniels, number 302, says that they found all seized from residents and currently stored at WSU PD. 1 knit right type black glove. Knit right. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit. Knit right glove. So they're rubber gloves. Oh, knit ryle. I'm so stupid sometimes. Knit ryle gloves, which is rubber gloves. Rubber gloves.
McNo.
1 Walmart receipt with 1 Dickies tag. 2 Marshall's receipts. So one Walmart receipt with a Dickies tag. Dickies clothes could look like law enforcement clothes, right? Dickies pants, they sell them at Walmart. And they have deep pockets on some of them. Whatever, nitrile, whatever the hell it is. What did I say? You guys knew what I was talking about. Nitrate. I don't know. Glucosium nitrates. I don't know what it is. Medical gloves. Dickies makes shoes. I've never seen Dickies shoes. But I've definitely seen, because my son, when he was a teenager, worked at McDonald's and they had to wear black pants, and we got him black Dickies at Walmart. So check this out. For shits and giggles, you know, I hate saying that. I don't even know why I say that because I hate it.
Did I ask them to do that?
We're gonna go away from the probable cause affidavit or the search warrant for just a second, because you know how I am. I'm like ADHD. I'm all over the place. If I don't do this now, I'll forget. So let's go over to Walmart and let's take a look at what Walmart sells there at the Pullman Road Wally's. So we will change this to, no, we won't. Okay, so here is, I'm not going to change my store to his store because it doesn't matter what's in stock and what's not. So this is what they sell at Wally's, okay? We have these button-up shirts, long sleeve, short sleeve. These are all Dickies. Dickies pants, which definitely could, you know, make you look like your law enforcement. There's shorts, but mainly I think what's important are these shirts. This could definitely, like right here, this blue one could definitely look like a cop shirt if you wanted it to. What do you think? Right here. They haven't shown anything. They just said it was a Walmart receipt and a tag. Oh, you guys think he was wearing the bibs? I mean, these are just like work pants, that flat front, button-up shirts, look like cop shirts. I mean, was he impersonating a cop? I don't think he was wearing denim or, you know, khaki canvas coveralls. Do they have black? They do have black ones. I mean, I guess he could be. I just don't see the point. Why would he need to wear bibs? If I wanted to look like a security guard or a cop, and I'm not saying that's what he did, but, you know, I'd be picking up one of these shirts, either short, probably the long sleeve one like this, and then I'd probably pick up a pair of these straight flat front. They got this though. Oh, what about that? They don't sell it at my Walmart. You'd have to order that. But he could have ordered it. But he had a receipt. So whatever he bought was in the store. And I don't know if they necessarily carry these in the store. These might be like an online only item. Oh, so you guys think he put this over his regular clothes? Slipped this. That would make sense. Slipped this off. And you know what? How weird, too, that someone in Walmart took a shit in a bucket. I don't know. I mean, it would make sense, like, if you were going to, you know, you knew you were going to get, like, blood on you, and you could just, like, unzip that and just peel it off. Oh, I know. You better work. The slip on and off is where, yeah, I agree with you. pulled it off inside out just like he'd have been taught to, Mary P says.
He's nuts.
No belt makes sense why he dropped the sheath. Rexy. Somebody did. It's in the Moscow. In the Moscow police blotter. Somebody in Walmart defecated in a bucket. Oh, switch to pickup only. Look at you. How do you want your items? Okay, pickup. Pickup not available. They don't have it. Sold and shipped by Walmart.com. But he could have thought ahead if you guys think. Like, here's one that's like thicker. That's pretty damn bulky, though. I don't know. I just don't see him being in coveralls. I see him. I don't know. You guys might be right, though, slipping that off. That's really smart. I didn't think of that. See, I'd be over here picking up the work shirt and the pants with the, cargo. The cargo pockets. If he's wearing painter's pants, I'm going to be creeped out. Oh, those aren't Dickies. There's Dickies socks. Oh my God, my husband has those socks. Burn 'em. Poor Dickies. They've been around forever, and Kohberger has to do this to them. So it looks like that's pretty much it, you guys. There's no Dickies. This is everything Dickies. We have socks, pants, shirts, and coveralls and bibs. There's no Dickies mask, but to make you happy, we'll do Dickies mask. I think he just had a plain old mask, but here's Equate disposable masks that are black. This one here they sell in the store. iFly has a filter for Bryan's rank breath. Then we have this scary thing. This is petrifying. Do you think he could have been wearing this shiz? You would see the dang eyebrows. I think it was it's like an exam glove. Hey, John McKell. If I saw somebody in this, I would be scared to death. That is actually available in store. It's a universal mask. And then we have a Dickies cap right here. Black cap right here. Dickies car seat covers. But yeah, there's a Dickies wallet. That's about it. That's it, guys. For the Dickies at Walmart. All right, so let's go back to finish. The search warrant. Then we have 2 Marshall's receipts, which we all know that Marshall's is like a department store, like a discount department store. Dust container from Bissell Power Force Vacuum. Let's see what that is here. Bissell Power Force. Check this out. It's a bagless thingy. Well, most of them are nowadays, but like, think about how much they could find in there. Think about how much stuff could be located in that wind tunnel thing. I wonder if Bryan got the blue or the purple, though. I'm inquiring minds want to know. Okay, let's go back. It is cheap. It is cheap for a vacuum. Okay, back to the search warrant. Then we have 8 possible hair strands, 1 Fire TV stick with cord plug. I wonder if the Fire stick was... I wonder if Troy took care of that Fire stick. No? Marshall's carries a lot of clues. Home items, they carry a lot of shiz. 1 possible animal hair strand. 1 possible animal hair strand. 1 possible hair, 1 possible hair, 1 possible hair. I don't know why they have it like 1 possible hair strand, like 8 possible hair strands. And then they go on to say 1 possible animal hair strand, 1 possible hair, 1 possible hair, 1 possible hair, 1 possible hair strand. Why not just say 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 possible hair strands? 1 computer tower. 1 collection of dark red spot collected without testing. 2 cuttings from uncased pillow of reddish brown stain, larger stain tested. 2 top and bottom of mattress cover, packaged separately, both labeled C, multiple stains, 1 tested. And this is signed by Dawn Daniels, Washington State University Police Department, and signed off by the judge or the prosecuting attorney, D. Tracy, saying this is what we found. So I assume all these things are still being stored at WSU PD. So let me show you guys a couple things.
Can't stop addicted to the shindig.
Wow. Now I can't even. You guys. Shit. I knew I should have kept it. Lesson learned. Don't ever not save something because when you come back, it just might be gone. So this is where it told me all about what Bryan Kohberger was going to be learning. It's gone. We removed the web page containing the listing and contact information for graduate students in the CJC department. This decision was done to protect the privacy of our graduate students. Media inquiries should be directed to the Vice President for Marketing and Communications, Phil Weiler. We stand in sympathy with the families of the victims of this horrible crime and remain dedicated to the pursuit of justice. See, and this is where it showed us what they were going to be learning, and it talked about the body cam. Now it's not there. Well, it's still here. 111, they made a new statement. I found it somewhere on here. Right here. Washington State University researchers are working with police departments to objectively review videos to benchmark officer performance and inform training. Through data analytics and machine learning, Macon and his team code and catalog key variables in body cam videos associated with a range of outcomes as specified by the agencies participating in the research. Importantly, the work undertaken in the lab captures situational and environmental factors such as the geographic location, ambient noise level, time of day, and the presence and actions taken by bystanders to better contextualize and therefore better understand interactions between police and the community. WSU's research team passed a significant milestone of 20,000 hours of analyzed footage. Published on September 6th, 2022. No one said WSU is going to trial, but we're talking about what he was studying. This is Macon. It says here, David Macon. Tapping into that wealth of knowledge is the mission of David A. Macon, Ph.D., an associate professor in criminal justice and criminology at Washington State University and director of WSU's Complex Social Interactions Lab. Through data analytics and machine learning, Macon and his team code and catalog key variables. Find out more right here. Police One. From Nancy Perry, from the editor. Washington State University researchers are working with police departments. August 30th, 2022. Oh, man. We're going to have to go over this another time. This is really long. We'll read this tomorrow. We'll go through this tomorrow. This is a lot. I don't know what I just clicked on and uncovered, but there's a lot on here. So, the top 3 knife innovations at SHOT Show. Knife. This is on the Police One by Lexipol. This is the official body cam company or whatever. This one says Ontario Knife Company is my number 2 choice. Who wrote this? Lindsay Berteman. Hofner Knives. Hmm. What's the first point of contact? How quickly is force used? What's the duration? So I don't know. Was he looking? Hmm. That'll be interesting to look at. But David Macon, PhD. Like I said, they were doing some studies on the body cam stuff, and I thought that was interesting. Then there was another one in here. I thought that. This is. Oh, here it is. This is, look, Gary Jenkins, who's the chief of Pullman PD that's gone now, that retired. He worked with David Macon to set this up. Converting body-worn camera footage into virtual reality scenarios for training. Okay. So that brings me to the next thing. So I think we're through with the affidavit, correct? I think he probably bought the vans at Marshall's. Let's take a gander here. Vans, shoes, Marshalls. Oh, yeah. Marshalls. Let's do men's. Marshalls.com. Let's see what they have. I don't know if Marshalls has Vans. I don't remember. Of course, I can't spell today either. They don't sell Vans there. I don't think. You can't search by brand. Like, what the Vince. I'm not seeing any Vans. Timberlands, but no Vans. North Face. Are these Vans? Reveal designer. I mean, these are some ugly ass shoes, but who's the designer of them? I don't know. They don't have Vans there, though. But I wanted to show you guys, since we talked about the jumper, the most common Vans shoes. You know, something like this, or a slip-on, I don't know. Something like that. And then here you have the diamond pattern of the vans. How cute. But there's that diamond pattern. In case you didn't know, I think everybody knows vans are pretty popular. They do carry them at Marshall's. Maybe just not online. I don't think it's a crapshoot. I mean, he bought something, right? I mean, it just depends what they get. They can have vans then. But there's that diamond pattern. So who knows? Right? Who knows?
Who knows?
Okay, so I'm not through with you guys yet. I'm not through with you yet. I put together a few images I wanted to go over with you. So, I want to talk a little bit about the 911 situation there. So, from what we know, the two surviving roommates did not call 911, and 911 was not called from one of the surviving roommates' phones until noon, right? And this person that said her son goes to Washington State University called into another podcast and said, there's been 10 deaths and, all this stuff. So I can't wear Converse. My feet are too wide. They kill my toes. Kill my toes. So I want to talk about the communication problems that have existed in Moscow. First of all, this is the wrong screenshot. So we're going to start here. Let's start with this one. 400 block of North Almond Street, which we've been talking about. Almond Street, right? Communications problem. 12:20 a.m. 911 hang up on callback. Male advised he had meant to call, but he wasn't sure. Paused, and someone yelled in the background. Officers responded. No report. Now, this is what caught my eye, okay? Was this one. Suspicious person circumstance. This is from July 2022. I don't have the exact date offhand. July 2022. Suspicious person circumstance. 1900 block White Avenue. Moscow. Reported at 1909. Reporter reporting a male that she believes is pretending to be a Ziply employee to get Social Security numbers. And I'm like, the fuck is Ziply? And why would someone pretend to be a Ziply? Like, hey, what are you? I'm a Ziply employee and I need your social. So I'm like, what the fuck is Ziply?
Are you just going to stay quiet forever?
So I looked it up, and Ziply is their internet provider. Their 911 goes through Whitman County 911 in Washington, I believe. I might not be correct. I might be wrong. So this is their local Ziply office. And then I was on Twitter and I was like, whoa, this is weird. I'm like, on November the 28th, WSU police tweeted, calling is Whitcomb 911's preferred way for you to contact them in case of an emergency. But they understand that there are circumstances that make texting a safer option. Text 911 if you cannot call. Your safety is priority. Hashtag WSU, hashtag be safe Cougs. And it says clearly right here, what if you couldn't call 911? What if BF and DM couldn't call 911? Why was this tweeted 2 weeks after the murders? What if those two girls who have been bashed for not helping couldn't call because some fake Ziply employee did something? Back, we have tons of communication problems. So let's go back here. And I'm going to show you something else. Let's go here. I'm going to show you the communication problems. So really all you have to do, and I'll show you, you can do it yourself, is type in up here, Moscow, Idaho, communications problem. You can do that, or you can put internet outages, whatever. I haven't done that yet. I just put communications problem because I know in their blotter, it says there was a communications problem. So if you look here on November 15th, 600 block of North Almond, which is the same street as the other one. Open line 911 call from this address at almost 1 a.m. And this is on November 15th of 2022. This is 2 days after the fucking murders. Two days after a quadruple murder at the 600 block of Almond Street. I don't know why they wouldn't be able to call. Maybe because someone's in the house and they don't want to talk, so they can text. 600 block North Adams. Reporter would like to speak with an officer scared about recent events and wants to keep his kids home from school again today. This is all the same day, 7:25 a.m., the University Inn. Reporter states they received a disturbing email. 1000 block of Main Street, no contact order at 8:42 a.m. Mind you, 2 days after the murders. 1200 block Creekside Lane, 8:45. Reporter requesting to speak with an officer about a garbage truck. White Avenue. So here's White Avenue again. Lots of yelling. 800 block Almond Street. Fraud. $1,400 block Hawthorne Avenue. Looks like vehicle was broken into sometime last night or this morning. Does not know who owns the vehicle or if anything was taken. Officer contacted. No report. Incident address, North Almond Street, American Building, 1117. Landline 911, full of static. Went straight to busy signal on callback. Officer responded, no report. Suspicious person, Nez Pierce Drive. This is all the same day. North Almond Street. And then 5 minutes later, Nez Pierce Drive. 1121. No report. 300 block Grant Street. Wait, hold on. That's not it. West Pullman Road, Winco. 1235, same day. Reporter states she saw a male repeatedly hit one of his dogs in a vehicle. Reporter is concerned for dog safety because it was whimpering. No report. White Avenue and Blaine Street. There's someone that's been living in their RV on the street for the past 2 months. This is at freaking 1:14 a.m. 400 block Pleasant Place, threatening. Reported at 1:20 a.m. same day. Ex making threats against reporter via text. No report. Found credit card at the car wash, Palouse River Road. VIN check at 2:12 a.m. Weapons offense, 2000 block Arbor Crest Road. 16:09 a.m. Officers responded. No report. So I don't know what happened at this weapons offense, but I certainly hope that it's not related, because we wouldn't have any comments, would we? King Road and Taylor Avenue. Disabled vehicle. Someone ran out of gas at 2:34 a.m. 2 days after the murders. Look at another disabled. Look at 1634. Disabled vehicle ran out of gas. 1739. Queen Road and King Road. Disabled vehicle. Officer requested case. No report. Suspicious person. Pullman Road, Winco. Vehicle's driver door left wide open. This is all in the middle of the night. Farm Road. Reporter reporting a black pickup on the curb that has side damage. No report. Domestic dispute.
One-way ticket to
Burglary,
hell.
1100 block of West A Street. Reporter reporting ongoing issues with someone coming in her apartment and things being taken or moved around. What? 500 block Taylor Avenue, domestic dispute. Suspicious person at the 1300 block of Edinburgh Court. That's also at night, almost at midnight. Suspicious person, 1000 block Nez Pierce Street. This is 2227. To hell. Thank you for subscribing. Reporter reporting she heard someone knocking on her side door near where her car is parked. The officer responded, no report. Nothing to see here. So that's what I did. I just Googled, and this is in the Big Country News Connection police logs. Here is Tuesday, May 31st, 2022. Vandalized vehicle. Here, communications problem. Here's another one. This is back in May of this year. 700 block of West Main Street. 8:05 a.m. 911 call. Fax machine tones. Officer responded, no report. Communication problem. 1400 block West South Blaine. 8:42 a.m. 911 hang up. Here's a suicidal call. Doesn't have the time. 1400 block Blaine Street again. 911 hang up. Called back. Phone tree only. Officer responded. No report. What does that mean? This is all the same day. $2,600 block of West Main Street. Welfare check. 10:28 a.m. Same day. Reporter advised there was a subject with a dog that was trying to wave down vehicles. Looked like he was in distress. Reporter specifically advised the subject was 1,000 feet before the double white lines appear coming into Moscow from Lewiston. $200 block West Baker. 10:35. Same day. Our reporter advised there was a vehicle at this location and his windshield busted open and driver's side and passenger side doors open with many things laying around. No report. 500 block West Adams, 10:50 a.m. Moscow police front desk advising there's a protective order that needs to be picked up and served. Suspicious person. Walk-in report of a suspicious at this location on Southview Ave. block West South Main Street, 12:40 a.m. A subject came in the recovery center and asked for a bus ticket to Missouri. Officer advised, no report. They were looking for a murderer at this time, were they not? Or no, wait. This is May, correct? Shit. Okay, this is May 31st. My bad. .200 block of West South Main Street. A fire in the business. Law and fire responded. No report. Indian Hills Drive and Pinecone. Male sitting in a vehicle parked on the street. Has been there for about 35 minutes. This is May. May. Main Street. Shoplifting. Order violation. Temporary protection order. Welfare check. Reporter heard that her ex was over last night and now she's not answering her phone or responding on the 1200 block of East 5th Street. 700 block of West Empire Lane at 2004 needs officer assistance of some kind, but states he doesn't know what's going on or what he needs. Sounds out of it, but not combative in any way. No report on this. Blaine Street. Reporter wants to know options for getting rid of a raccoon problem. Pullman Road. Someone clipped another vehicle. That's that. But you can Google communications problem or, whatever it is, that you want to look up. But here's November 2nd. Pullman Walmart, 2238. Subject stole from the store and is biking out the entrance. Harassment. X is outside and harassing the reporter. Has been an ongoing issue and she will not stop. Here's another one. Suspicious. Again, this is November 2nd of this year. Reporter stating that a car pulled into a lot behind her. Male got out of a truck and approached her. Friendship Square, one female locked in a bathroom. Here's another one. 2200 block Nursery Street, 3:12 a.m. Open 911 call. No one talking. Officers responded. No report. Look at this one. 3:12, 8:30 a.m. Same day. 300 block North Polk. Was an abandoned 911, and on callback, a female in a very hushed voice said it was an accident. And when asked if she would be able to say if there was an emergency, she did not respond. Phone number not in locals. So we don't know what happened with this. It says closed. Lata County Courthouse. No contact order to be picked up and served. Vehicle prowl right here. Look at this. Gas siphoned and inside a vehicle rummaged through perimeter in Idaho Ave. Restraining order. Suicidal person, 500 block Indian Hills Drive. Steiner Avenue, Berman Creekside Park at 2:15 in the afternoon. There's a female is walking up and down the trail, acting a little delirious. She has a brown dog with her. Again, this is November 2nd. .911 hang up from landline and call back. The line is busy. Officer responded, no emergency. North Almond Street. Reporter's ex borrowed the reporter's vehicle and will not give it back. Pullman Road, Winco, again. A reporter was walking back to her vehicle, and there was a male that was yelling at her over and over, unknown who this male was or why he was doing it. Levick Street. Reporter reporting a vehicle on side of street. IFO reporter's property was subject to living in vehicle. Vehicle's been there about a month. Pullman Road, Winco. I don't know what Winco even is. Computer crime, Ponderosa Court. A cyber attack. Communications problem, South Main Street, North Idaho Athletic Club at 2051. Music heard. On callback, no answer, no voicemail. Officer responded, no report. Transformer on fire at 2148. Female on sidewalk with coat, possibly brunette hair, talking out loud. Doesn't appear that anyone is out there with her. 600 block Kenneth. Suspicious person. West Pullman Road, Palouse Empire Mall. No notes. Tree fell and is blocking vehicles, whatever. So, yeah, like I said, I just looked for communications problem and I saw that those came up and I was like, that's so interesting, you know? And so then I was like, going back here. It says right here on January 14th, which was just a few days ago, from WSU police, this was tweeted. It says Whitman 911's business lines are down and Ziply techs are working to restore them. 911 still works for emergencies. In the meantime, we have created a temporary email that will not be monitored regularly. What? Doesn't even make sense. If you have non-emergency to report, please email report@whitcomb.org. And then we have Mountain View Road again. But here it is. Ziply, this is from November. Reporter reporting a male she believes is pretending to be a Ziply employee to get Social Security information at the 1900 block of White Avenue. Let's see what's at the 1900 block White Ave in Moscow. There's a lot of incidences here. Huh. Wow. I remember okay, I remember this. All right. February 9th of 2022. This is fucked up, guys. I got to share this. I haven't even seen this. You guys are going to shit. I can't. Every time I look at something, there's more. Paradise Creek Street. Theophilus Tower. Look at this. 2:55 a.m. This is February 9th. You're telling me that Bryan... It was August? Who was doing this shit? Look at this. Reporter and roommate woke up to someone in their room. What? Look at this. 1600 block Main Street. Reporter is reporting that her mother is scared of a neighbor. Taylor Avenue. A vehicle parked in front of a fire hydrant sometime last night. Animal problem. 1100 block. Moose hanging out in neighbor's yard. 500 block Queen Road. Look at this. Reporter advising her vehicle was hit, believes they know who did it and states it happened before. No note left. Officer responded, no report. They know who it is, but there's no report. White Avenue. Reporter believes people are stealing tools from the construction site at this location. Vehicle wheel lock stolen. Pullman Walmart. 12:25 a.m. Arrested a male for shoplifting. 1900 block White Avenue. Request welfare check on sister who's having a nervous breakdown at 2:41 a.m. Suspicious person. 200 block Baker Street at 3:21 a.m. Reporter reporting there's a car parked in his lot with the back trunk open since this morning. Mountain bike stolen and a package. Unknown suspect. Mountain View Park. Ongoing problem with vehicle parking for hours and mail never gets out of the vehicle. Reporter was driving through the area and hit a dog. Owner came out and picked dog up but went back inside as RP was pulling over. Package was delivered, not on her porch. White Avenue, damage to a vehicle. Paradise Creek. She hasn't been able to get a hold of her niece since December. Gunshot sounds. 3 gunshots coming from the north end of her building. West Pullman Road, Wendy's. Reporter can hear screaming and saying, please. Officers responded. No report at almost 11. I mean, this just goes on and on. I'm not even looking hard. 426. Palouse River Drive. Reporter wants to talk about how to go about getting subjects trespassed from his residence. Male standing in front of A&W, getting in the road and backing up traffic. Look at communications call, 800 block Main Street. Abandoned 911. Received another 911 call before we could call back. No report. Animal problem. 1232. Getting a restraining order on White Avenue. Again, White Avenue. Look at this. 1500 block of Pullman Road. Welfare check. Domestic violence. Reporter believes the male is having a mental breakdown and the female may be in danger. No report. Look at this. Deliver message. Moscow Police Department. Reporter last heard from mother of child and child 3 to 5 months ago. No report. 1100 block. Polk Street. Vehicle driving through the area at high rates of speed is driven by multiple times. Farm Road, animal problem complaint. Officer responded, sheep was released. Released from where? Sheep? I can't look at this anymore. I can only take so much of Moscow. Oh. Well, they don't want... Yeah, there's tons, you guys. We'll go over these another time. There's too many. Way too many. So White Avenue is these apartments. Hey, Summer. Hey, Summer Lou. sheep and moose and skin dogs and dead cats and harassment and personal protection orders and weird people rummaging through apartments. Dude, I haven't even started on Pullman, and I can't. I can't. I literally can't when I say I can't. Let's go through the rest of these little images that I set aside for you guys today. So, oops, wrong one. All right, so let's do the bombshell before we are done here. And if I didn't feel like shit, I would keep going, but I have a headache. Well, they don't want to lose the students. They got the students. They've got, it's all about keeping those students in the school. They want to fill those desks. They want to fill those dorm rooms. And if this was all out there, you might sort of, choose another school maybe. Oh, I know my head is literally pounding right now. I hate it. And I haven't eaten a thing today, so that probably doesn't help. So I got a couple more things to show you guys before we get off of here. Save the best for last, I guess. Hang on. I gotta find the right video. Check out the police advisory committee meetings on YouTube. No, a woman spoke up at one of these meetings. I just have to find it. I think this is it. Here it is. Okay, so on YouTube are this is Pullman. Now we're bouncing back over to Washington. We're bouncing back over to Pullman now.
We can all work together since we're just a blended community.
Why is it sideways? Hold on, let me fix it.
We can all.
I mean, we don't know if Bryan has extended family. We don't know much. So we don't know what brought him out there, honestly. Okay, so here we go.
We can all
oh, mind you, this is from the police advisory meeting for Pullman, Washington. This was December the 12th. Actually, you know what? I'm going to turn me off here and I'm going to make this so you can see the date. Because, I don't want any misconstrued information. This is from December the 12th of 2022.
Together since we're just a blended community.
Or, hi, Craig Watt here. I'm an attorney. I do criminal defense.
Oh, this isn't even the one I was going to play, but shit, now I'm stuck playing it. All right, I'm going to play it, and then I'll play the lady.
Sarasota County felony prosecutor. Attorney. I do criminal defense. Former Sarasota County felony prosecutor. I've seen some crappy police reports.
I was floored when I heard this. And this isn't even Moscow. This isn't Moscow. This is Pullman Police Advisory Committee. And their meetings are so interesting because they have revamped we had 4 people resign that we know of from August to December of this year. This is their police advice. They went through, they talked about how the police could look. They went through picking out their type of uniform, what their facial hair could be like, etc., etc., etc. This is just a clip.
Here I'm an attorney. I do criminal defense, former Soton County felony prosecutor. I've seen some crappy police reports. No offense to any officers, but generally they're high school graduates and they've gone to 1 semester at college. Okay, they're asked to do a lot of stuff, and there are some major implications that can occur from them doing their jobs. Most folks tend to think of speeding tickets. I've got a trial this week. Got a guy who's on assault second degree, domestic violence, and some other felony charges. He's convicted by the jury. He's potentially looking at 5 years. My client will tell you he didn't do any of the things that he's accused of doing. But he's got a risk of a jury not believing him and believing the other witnesses or witness.
The answer to your question, yes. These have been going on. Oh, God, and I paused it with him looking right at us. These have been going on for years and years and years, yes. These have been going on, I think even on YouTube, there's some back from 10, 15 years ago even. This committee has always existed.
And so...
Well, not always, but it's been around for a long time.
And...
Did they mute him? Like, why did his mic not work right then?
Witnesses or witness. And so... And hope he gets off on all the charges, or will he be convicted, and go to prison for much longer than he wants to go?
I don't even understand why he's saying this.
So from my perspective, I guess I should also clarify. I have a master's of science, and being a scientist involves skepticism. And I didn't grow up with any police officers in my family or any lawyers. To be honest with you, I'm a first-generation attorney. So I tend to be skeptical. My parents are both scientists, and that's part of being a scientist, is to be skeptical of what you think might occur and determine through hypothesis and testing what actually is occurring. So I guess what my request would be, the closest we've come to dealing with probably why I'm here was a couple of months ago when we were talking about dress, where Chief was asking for our advice. We're the Police Advisory Committee. And so I guess my question for Chief would be, give us stuff you need help with, and we'll be happy to, or I'll be happy to let you know my thoughts on it. But if we're not asked, then I guess I don't always know how to answer. So.
Huh? Okay, Mary P. He's representing a client that there's shoddy police reports and shit.
Belong to a committee, it's an ad hoc committee, just a bunch of people who are.
And it's interesting to listen to all of this. And like I said, you can find these on YouTube. These. are all available for your viewing pleasure. Now, the other one that I wanted to play, the original one, actually, and this is from December 12th as well. Hold on. I got to find it. I have so many clips. Bear with me a second. I'll find the right one. Oh, this was interesting. Okay. This. Vehicle prowling. Remember we went through the reports? This isn't even the one I wanted to share. Shoot, I can't find it, but there was a woman. This might be it. Hang on. No, we got this guy again. January 8th, this lawyer is back too. Because now they have a new chief. So, it was this Jenkins guy, and then Jenkins didn't report the sex offense with one of his officers. So he was actually going to face disciplinary action or retire. So Jenkins was able to retire instead of face the music. So which one?
Chris, I've noticed some stuff going around
Okay, here. This is from June 14th. So we're told nothing was happening there until August, right? But I have a meeting from June 14th where this guy, damn it, where is it? Specifically asks about the vehicle prowls. Watch. June 14th.
Chris, I've noticed some stuff going around next door and stuff about vehicle prowls or that kind of thing. Do you know
So
if that's been a big thing?
Yeah, it has been. We've had quite a few vehicle prowls over the past few weeks.
That's Jenkins.
And in fact, Shane arrested the person, I think it was this morning or it was within the last couple of days, that we believe is responsible for all of them. So we're hoping we'll see an end to those. We're working on a search warrant right now to look for additional evidence, but it appears that this is likely the person that's been engaged in those.
I don't know if you shared with the group the recent grant that you received.
I believe that's I don't know who that is actually. I think that's one of the cops, but don't quote me on that because I don't know for sure. And then I've got one more clip. Because in June, they're talking about these prowls, right? What the heck? I don't even know about that hit and run. We're going to have to look into that one. Okay, and here is another clip. This is actually from January 9th of 2023. This is their January meeting. Here's a clip.
On the interview.
And this is the new chief, I believe. This is the new chief. He has taken over for Jenkins, who retired. And this was just a meeting on January 9th, 2023.
Yes, Craig.
Here's Craig again, the lawyer.
Any Brady violations in the past year?
No.
Do you want to explain what a Brady violation is?
Okay, so
Well,
he's like totally putting him on the spot. I mean, he just comes out the gate with this question. And it's important to note that this lady up here, the chair, she's the assistant to the dean at WSU. And she's the head chair of the Pullman Police Advisory Committee.
Any Brady violations in the past year?
No.
Do you want to explain what a Brady violation is?
Well, you could probably do it better than me, but a Brady violation, from what I understand, is anytime an officer shows that they're not credible, whether it's an investigation shows that they haven't been truthful, and then that information would go to the prosecutor. The prosecutor can put officers what we call on a Brady list, and so every single court case that goes with that officer as a potential witness is disclosed to the defense attorney so that the defense attorney can raise that question in trial of whether or not the officer is reliable and credible. And we don't have anybody on the Brady list.
Good deal. The policies and procedures, have they been in effect? How long have they been in effect?
For years.
Okay. And are there basically some kind of model rules or model policies that they're enacted after, or is it just homegrown?
A lot of our policies that we have date back years, like I said, early 2000s. As things change, we try to update those policies, and we're currently moving towards Lexipol, and so we're going to start with Lexipol model policy for Washington law enforcement agencies, and then from there, we'll make it fit Pullman Police Department.
And then as far as reporting, folks may be aware of what happened at WSU recently, where leadership resigned in lieu of discipline due to some matters that were internal to WSU Police Department. And one of the potential issues associated with that was the police department's failure to
look at that girl's face.
Forward reporting to WSU at large. And so my question is, under what instance, so who's the, if you're required to report to another agency or department within the city, who would that be, and under what circumstances?
We are required to report any serious violation to the state. And so we report it directly to the Criminal Justice Training Commission and the Basic Law Enforcement Academy, and they're the ones that will hold that information. If they determine that they need to do more than what we did, that is up to them.
Thank you.
You bet.
Any final questions on this presentation?
Now I can't find the clip of this lady, but this lady was talking about the fact that this car has been parked on her road for months. 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 But I got to find it. Hold on. Oh, this one I have from August. You guys want to see one from August? It's got to be in one of these that I have, huh? But that one was from the most recent meeting, and she was saying there was this car parked on a road, and she explained exactly where it was and everything. Oh, I know. She's like, I can't believe you're saying this. The look on her face.
On the interview. So
Chris, I've noticed some stuff going around.
We can all work together since.
We can all work together. Okay, let me send this one and I'll play one more for you. Okay. This is from 5 months ago, it says. You guys will have fun watching these. I mean, they're kind of boring, but then they're interesting. You know, you'll see who, you know, the key players are in this area and with these officers. This is from August 8th, and we've been told that Bryan moved there in August. I don't even know if that's true anymore because all these incidences did not start in August.
Hi, welcome to the Pullman Police Advisory Committee meeting for August 8th. My name is Eric Tetzloff. I'm the vice chair, and I'm filling in for Stephanie today. We'll start with roll call, starting with David.
Craig Watt.
Angie Sender.
Joe Thornton.
Okay, so next order of business is approval of the minutes for June 6th. Are there any comments about them? If not, do I hear a motion?
I move to approve.
Second. Okay, the motion has been made and seconded. Everyone in favor say aye.
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 Abstain.
Opposed? Okay, the minutes are approved. Looks like the next business is new member applications. Is that okay? Normally we have the new member applications come up and say hi. Is Amy here? Okay, let's start with you. If you come up to the podium here, that would be great.
Hello, I'm Amy Ripley, and I applied for this after finishing the Citizens Academy this winter, and totally enjoyed the experience. I am on which I'm in interest would have taken me if I would have chosen a different path.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Eric
Any
Tesla
questions?
or something?
Anyone have any questions?
I really like the defensive tactic night, just because we could actually see how the physical component plays into the job of the police officers. And I thought that was, and it was hands-on, which I'm an incredibly kinesthetic learner and visual, so that was very interesting. Everything was fun, but that one really stands out as one that was memorable. Any other questions? I'm Military Hill.
Any other questions?
Okay.
First off, I have to say, I remember you from my volleyball, so I think I had you as a coach.
Okay. So remind me of the name.
A what?
Remind me of your name.
Oh, Isabella Macon.
Okay, very nice.
So what's your favorite part of the community, I have to say?
I love my job. I like where I work. And right now, I think the swim team's done a great job, both the boys and the girls. So those are some areas where I'm pretty active and can just associate with. So, yep, that would be it.
I have to say, swim did amazing this year.
I would have to agree. Great kids.
Okay, well, thank you for telling us a little about yourself.
All right. Thank you.
We'll go ahead and hear from Melissa now, and once that's done, we'll do the votes on them applications.
Hi, my name is Melissa Painter. I am an admin manager for the School of Hospitality in the Carson College of Business at Washington State University. So my constituency would be the WSU faculty, staff, employees. I also went through the Pullman Police Citizens Academy here recently. Also loved it and wanted to be more involved. I really learned a lot. I feel like it would be really important for the community to learn a lot of what I learned. And I really.
So that's, I guess, where I stopped it. I don't know. I cannot find that older woman for the life of me, and I know that I screen recorded it. Oh, I found it. This is from March of 2022. I was wrong. March of 2022. March of 2022. You guys ready? Who seems nervous? Oh, because he had to run the show. Because the blonde girl was off that day. She was in Scotland on vacation. So he had to run the meeting, and he was nervous, I think. He was a nervous Nelly, I guess. But he really was giving her the eye, wasn't he? The blonde? You were born ready, potato? You might regret saying that. Okay. So this is from March 14th of 2022.
Okay.
There's a car parked in our neighborhood that's been parked there for probably 2 months, and no one in the neighborhood seems to know who it belongs to. And it's not obstructing traffic or anything, but it's kind of parked in front of a vacant lot, very close to someone's house, and I just don't know if maybe it should be checked out or what. It's right at the top of Staley, right where the Wadley kind of takes off from Staley, and if you're coming up Staley, it's parked on the right-hand side, and it's just been there forever. So, otherwise, I have nothing else.
Can you give us a description of the car?
Well, no, I don't know my cars, but it's gray, silver or gray. Yeah, smallish car.
Carol? Nothing to report.
So I'm surprised nobody said anything about that we don't have to wear masks. So it's first day for Pullman Public Schools and also WSU, so it's great. We're all happy. Does anybody else have anything else for the meeting? If not, our next meeting is scheduled for April 11th. Chief, what is our topic?
This is the old chief.
Active shooter presented by Sergeant Brashears.
Great. You guys have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next month.
So he's gone. Jensen, gone. Now it's a new guy. Are you guys finding these interesting? I don't know why they wouldn't check it out. I didn't understand that. Their topics. So every, this is another thing that's interesting. Every time they have one of their monthly meetings, they have a presentation. So, I'm going to show you what their presentation was. Hang on. I'll show you what their YouTube looks like and stuff. So you guys want to look at this stuff on your own. You'll know where to find it. Yeah, there's a lot of weird things that come up here. Okay. So this is their YouTube. And if we look, it was created in 2013. And it has all of their advisory, well, not all of them, starting from a year ago in their live section. And then if you go in their videos, like here's June 6th. We go back, there's a lot. And you can kind of see, when people changed over, because a lot of these same people are not still there. So like we're literally back in 5 years ago, 6 years ago. They've got some surveillance of burglaries and whatnot. Warner assault case press conference. There's a lot to look at. So, but if you go up here, January the 9th. What was I going to play for you guys? Now I can't remember. Oh, that's right. Okay, so November the 14th. This was a day after the murders.
And so we will be able to have some.
This is the day after the murders. And it's so weird because no one really talks about it.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Pullman Police Advisory Committee. I am Stephanie Rink, the chair. We are going to start with roll call. On my left, Dr. Macon, would you like to?
Isabella Macon, high school representative.
Krista Gross at large.
Christina Richardson, WSU representative.
Melissa Painter, WSU staff and faculty.
Barbara Hammond, College Hill.
Craig Watt at large.
Adam Williams, Sunnyside. Eric Tetzoff, Business.
Phyllis Stahlkopf, Sunnyside Hill.
Carol Lambuki, substitute multicultural.
Jake Opgenorth, Police Chief.
Wonderful, thank you. So next up is our approval of the minutes from October 10th.
Okay,
Does anybody
so
have any comments, revisions?
Let's see here. Independent investigations. Okay, so this is literally a month before the shootout, the SWAT shootout, right? This is November 14th. That happened December the 15th, correct?
as the general police officers as well, or is that like a separate academy, separate pool sort of thing?
That's a separate pool, and
Hold on. This is their presentation. Oh, wait, let's rewind so we can hear who the presenter is. So every month they have a presenter and they have a presentation on something. Guys, there's a bike cop with his mountain bike in there showing how to properly ride the bike, and he's in his shorts.
High school representative.
Krista Gross.
Area Law Enforcement Critical Incident Response Team, our presentation.
Critical Incident Response Team is what they used on December 15th.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, that passes. Next up, we have the Palouse Area Law Enforcement Critical Incident Response Team, our presentation by Detective Engel. Please come to the podium.
Good evening. Everybody hear me okay? That's going to have to be how it is. So I'm Chris Engel. I'm a sergeant with the Pullman Police Department. I'm currently assigned to the detectives unit. And so I oversee that unit and also our
Good night, Ange.
contribution
Thanks for
to
modding
the,
today.
Palouse Area Law Enforcement Critical Incident Investigative Response Team, which is just getting started. So I want to talk to you tonight about officer-involved deadly force investigations. So this is officer-involved shootings. This is typically what we are looking at in this. I do want to warn you that the subject matter can be a little bit intense. I'm not going to show you anything that's graphic or anything, but just fair warning. It is a contentious and difficult issue. I want to talk a little bit about, my slide moves forward here. I want to talk a little bit about kind of the history of officer use of force, especially deadly force, and the kind of the contentious incidents and the civil unrest that can occur, has occurred, and for the lengthy past.
Okay, I'm not going to bore you with his thing, but I will skip through it.
We're talking about both technology and procedures, being up to date, and using the best procedures. They interview the agency's nominees. So I was saying that the agency...
It's really a snooze fest. You have to be patient in order to get through these.
Questions?
I'm curious. I know like some, in my familiarity, some like, I'm going to call generally like misconduct for police gets investigated like by the WSP. How does that relate to like connect or intersect with this organization?
So the PALCERT team only deals with an officer-involved use of deadly force that results in serious bodily harm or greater. That's it. Other criminal investigations involving misconduct that is not use of force oriented would be up to each agency head to decide how to.
Community group that I can turn to in all transparency and say, if you are interested or know somebody that would be interested in serving as a community representative, that we are interested in filling 2 positions right now. We're currently, all of our detectives are currently going through training this week. So, and I know we're having a board meeting coming up soon. So we're quickly trying to get where we should already be. But this was one of the hurdles, was finding community representatives. Also, is there other requirements of community representatives as far as being on call and things like that you mentioned?
Yeah, so they have to, whoever's chosen has to be willing to be on call, and they also have to be willing to have their names on a public list. So all investigators on these teams have their names on a public list that's accessible at the CJTC website.
Who's this guy?
During this, so hopefully the mics can pick these things up. I'm going to be moving a lot. So I'm here to talk about what our CART team is. And CART is short for the Chemical Agent Response Team. And essentially what you would envision that being is when you see on TV when there are riots and there are large crowds and the police is there and you see someone launching...
This is the day after the quadruple murder in Moscow. No one said a thing about it.
It has a red dot optic, much like our rifles, so that we can accurately engage them.
Oh, is that what they used to kill Brent Kohberger? Funny, they're talking about officer-involved shootings, and then in less than a month, or about a month, they have one. Yikes, Ashley.
No case is perfect.
This, they bring their own gas masks with them. They're ready to go. They bring their own.
Officers can use some of these less lethal options.
Less lethal.
As far as like the direct impact rounds. And we've seen some success in that. One that I can think of was somebody was breaking windows out of RVs and cars, and when the officer arrived, he started approaching the officer with this, basically a bat, and was threatening the officer and kept on coming and kept on coming, and the officer was able to grab his less lethal and hit him with one of those impact rounds, foam baton, in the thigh. Caused a bruise, but the guy immediately laid down, gave up, and didn't want to attack us anymore. And then the other option, or the other time we've seen this used, gases outside of a riot. I don't know when the last time we did that is, but I know that the SWAT team has used it at times for barricaded subjects. Instead of going in and forcing an encounter, sometimes they can
subject that's going to happen in a
introduce the gas and then they'll come out.
We also used it in Citizens Academy, and
Yes.
somebody ran through it.
They gassed someone in Citizens Academy.
So Aaron, what did so thinking about the riot that took place, so what did the Pullman Police Department learn from that? I guess what are like some of the takeaways in terms of how to manage those, what you learned from it, kind of lessons learned?
Well, I was hired in 99. The riot occurred in 98. Chief was here during that time. Looking at, well, actually, he took, is that in your break? Yeah. So, some things that we took away from training standpoints is we were not prepared. We didn't train.
Okay, well, you weren't prepared on December 15th either. Oh, my God. This isn't Moscow. This is Pullman. Dude, they had bad riots. Hold on.
With our riot team, we didn't train with a CART team. We were unprepared for that. That's one of the things that was really taken from it. And we were under-equipped. We did not have enough gas, because they actually had a little bit of gas at that first riot.
They didn't even have crime scene tape on the 15th. I can't even listen to this shit. These guys are just blowing hot air. You know what? Blowing the hot air.
So first I wanted to
give this dude a mic.
We received that provided us with a peer support group. So you've had a presentation on our peer support group. And so we're really trying to focus on officer wellness. And so that was one piece of it. Coming up in 2023, we'll have the opportunity to purchase a lot of fitness equipment for our officers. And so that's the second piece of our wellness is we got peer support, now we're going to do physical fitness. But I'm really excited to, with Christina's help, we were able to get another grant just recently that's going to provide cardiac screening for all of our commissioned officers and also ABLE training. ABLE is active bystandership for law enforcement, and this is a training that CJTC is really trying to get out there.
Just a bunch of hot air to me.
For the code enforcement, does that come from the same pool as the general police?
There's Citizens Academy this spring. I don't know the start date, but
February 2nd.
It's February 2nd? Okay. So starting February 2nd, we are currently taking applications to hold another class. So if you're interested or want or know anybody else, have them apply. And where can they find that application?
It'll be on the website tomorrow.
Okay.
The police website. Yeah.
Well, they need to replace all the...
Any other questions or comments for Chief? Seeing that we really don't technically have any public comment at this time, our next meeting is December 11th, and we will be talking about the Blue Bridge. Is that correct? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you. We're adjourned. Have a great night, everyone.
So yeah, I know they're boring. I see the numbers in chat dropping like flies. I get that it's boring, but if you have the patience, you really can learn from these. But I saw some of you guys saying that dude's creepy. Is Creep Town, dude. One more thing. It's the same story in Pullman. I mean, their police blotter is just as disturbing. There's no difference, okay? And I'm just going to say that right now. There's no difference. If you pull up, and this is all you have to do, you guys, it's easy. Watch. Wait, hold on. I got to make sure. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're just going to go to Google and you're going to put Moscow police, or not Moscow, we're talking about Pullman. Pullman police, Washington blotter. And boom, you have their blotter right here. And you can read them yourself. This case was created in error. But you can look through the things that go on here. And you can actually go back. Let's go back to November 13th. Malicious mischief. I don't know. These are really hard to, you have to really look at these. They're not as easy to read. $11:22, someone called for an escort. Mischief. Burglary alarm. Observatory. I don't know what all this is. But, I mean, let's go back here. Let's go to August. Let's go to August 21st. Lockout. Officer responded and provided assistance unlocking an office. Subjects ID'd and checked. No report. I don't know. I mean, they don't have nearly as many reports as Moscow. But they do have the same issues. These people were stuck in an elevator. And it happened more than once. There was elevator calls several times. Yeah, I don't know. You guys, it's a lot. Another alarm. Lockout. I mean, I don't know. You'd have to read through them. It's really, really time consuming. But if you like go to you can just learn a lot just on their own websites. But if you also go to Google and you type in Moscow police blotter, make sure you put Idaho because you'll get Russia shit. You will see here some information on the Citizens Police Academy. Chief David Duke, whoever he is, that was in 2000. I mean, they have turnover like a mofo. The cadet program. This is what I thought was interesting too. The cadet program, all you have to be is 18, currently enrolled in a college or a university. It doesn't have to be Idaho University. Interested in a career in law enforcement. Meet and maintain 2.5 grade point average or higher. Commit to a minimum of 20 hours a month. Possess a driver's license. Pass the application and testing and background. And attend all the trainings and meetings. Cadets are required to attend the Moscow Police Department Cadet Mini Academy. 40 hours of classroom. And then after, they attend biweekly trainings, which are held at the police department. And must complete at least one ride-along each month. Moscow Police Department cadets are also encouraged to participate in community events and functions such as working along officers at University of Idaho sporting and entertainment events. So that's the cadet program. Missing person. 5'8", 190 pounds, 64 years old. Since June 26, 2008. That's weird. But at any rate, if you go back to the Google thing, what's interesting is right here under civic alerts. See, they've filed these and tucked them away. They're archived. They're archived. Reporters everywhere blocking roads and parking. Suspicious person, 522 Adams. Suspicious vehicle sitting with headlights on. Found a brown and white shaggy dog. Identity theft. Black dog running around. Subject in a gray van. Levick and Lathan. Reporter hasn't noticed any movement, so reporter would like a welfare check. Vehicle chalked and tagged for removal. Indian Hills Drive. Welfare check. Blaine at Safeway. Suspicious person. Starbucks. Ongoing issue with dog barking. Missing person? Says no longer an emergency. Clear, no report. Communications problem. Chaz Health, 911 abandoned call. On callback, employee advised no issues. Explosives problem. Transformer blew. Lata County Courthouse. Reporter texted 911 requesting for a friend. Suicidal person in Moscow. License plate found at Walgreens, which is right across the street from where that Dutch Brothers Coffee is. 800 block of Main Street at 2048. Suspicious person. A white pickup truck yelled something out the window to her 30 minutes ago. She isn't sure what said, but felt it was intimidating. Unknown plate, unknown description of male other than he was white. Anonymous call about a male walking through the field. Deputies are headed that way, but they're 15 minutes out and hoping MPD can assist. Guys, this is fucking January 3rd. January 3rd. I mean, it's never fucking ending. You could look at this for days. Weeks. January 8th. I mean, communications problem. Reporter called 911. Upset, stating someone is pinging her phone. Hung up on LCSO. Wouldn't give her name. No report. Taylor Avenue. Security personnel reporting being threatened. What the hell? Vehicle barely off the side of the road. Appeared the driver was laying back and over in the seat. That doesn't sound good. Vehicles have been parked all winter without moving. Complaint of online threats, 300 block of Steiner. Noise complaint, Polk Street. Yelling, someone yelling and hitting the wall, ongoing issue. Vehicle theft. Suspicious, her Ring camera went off 4 minutes ago and said someone was outside, and when she looked, no one was there. No report. He was driving his car and hit with a rock, and he noticed later there's a hole in the door. Rocks don't make holes in the door. The fuck? Mountain View Road. For the last month, someone has been driving up and down on a motorcycle. Whatever. Caller. Okay, here, look at this. Pullman Road, Fairfield Inn, 2211. Caller whispering, advising that she heard something very violent next door. Here's thuds, smacking, and a female yelling. Officers responded. No report.
No case is perfect.
That's how it played out.
I mean, I don't even know what to say about this shit. I could go on and on. It's just, Bryan's in jail, right? Suspicious person, Levick Street. Reporter was sleeping. It's at 5:40 a.m. and someone started pounding on the doorbell, rang 20 to 30 times. Abandoned car. Communications problem, Winco. Abandoned 911. Vehicle prowl, Northwood Drive. Vehicle prowl, 2100 block of Main Street. Look at this shit. Polk, 1100 block of Polk. Reporter was looking on her Ring camera, and it looks like a neighbor's son might have been pointing a gun at her door. No report. Look at this. Reporter states she caught a man going through cars in the neighborhood. He started coming after her, and she ran inside and locked her doors. No report. I can't. A scream outside their house at 2241. Dirty Goat Saloon. Male got in a verbal fight, was kicked out. He attempted to return, and they told him no. 2318. That's almost at midnight. This is on January 7th. Maybe this is why he chose this area. Could that be? It can't be BK. He's in jail. This just happened on the 7th of this month. He's in jail. How can it be him? Look at all these narcotics. Narcotics search, and they don't make a frickin' report on it at 1:30 in the morning? Here's another one, no report. Narcotics canine search. They're still doing this. This is on December 30th. Florida driver's license was stolen while visiting Moscow. Look at this. Communications problem. 803 Main Street, Chaz Clinic. 911 call, and sounds like it was on hold. Called back and received a fax-like tone. Violate court order, Mountain View Road. X keeps texting. She knows there's an order between them and thinks it was supposed to be served today, but she's not sure if it was. Pullman Road, Walmart. Vehicle with lots of items left there for over an hour. 2 people in the vehicle. Controlled substance. Theft. Someone stole all her son's clothes in the last 3 hours. There's a camera in the laundry room. I mean, it's never ending. Moscow Building Supply. This is on 1229. Complaint that something is going on in the abandoned hotel. Dog is growling. Look at complaint of man posing to be property manager and is taking money for an apartment. PPD requesting an officer to collect a statement from male involved in a Pullman case. Utility problem. Avista notified and advised it was not a problem. Abnormal behavior. Report that a male was pulling his pants down while another man knocked on the door. Gives me anxiety. Slice Tap House. Yelling and in distress. Pullman Road, Stinker Station. Reporter that an individual that has been trespassed keeps showing up when the female employee is working. Officer contacted. No report. Email hacked. 600 block of Adams. Officer took fraud call. No report. $500 block Polk. White Pyrenees barking. Pizza Hut. 2 men walking. One grabbed the other. No fight. Dog barking. Adams. Male screaming at people. White male. 40s. Red coat. Standing by old camper. Indian Hills. 500 block of Indian Hills. Daughter noticed female standing on front porch. Front door open. Started screaming at them. Report of, look at Tapped. Must be a bar. Report of a subject screaming on the top of the roof. Look at this. Harassment. 100 block of East 5th. Reporter states she has been stalked for the last year. Keeps seeing a male around wherever she goes. Officer contacted, no report. Harassment, 1122 King Road. Female blurted out a bunch of information about being here on a case and someone following and harassing her. Had been following her all day long, was screaming at the reporter, and then drove off. Walenta. Reporter states him and his family are being harassed by multiple people online for noise complaints they have made. Look at this. Reporter YouTubers are wearing fake media badges and are planning on going to King Road tomorrow. Are you seeing this? There's just so much. Caller advised the subject is banging on their door, not saying anything, ringing doorbell. Three large raccoons in the backyard. A stolen car on Steiner. Oh, no, I'm sorry. A note. Truck has been parked here for a month without moving. Reporter gave someone his name and number over Snapchat, and now that person is threatening to ban his account. Violation of a court order. Harassment. Reporter's cousin has been harassing her over the phone online for 3 weeks. Reporter thinks he was followed home at the 900 block of Vandal Drive. Tried to lose the car and made a lot of turns. GMC SUV. I mean, it's just a lot. Anyways, I gotta go. I gotta get something to eat. My head is pounding. I want to show you guys one more photo because you guys were talking about this guy. I was a little disturbed by this. This is from August 8th of this year. And this guy's in business, so I don't know why he's all marked up like that, but I didn't like it. So, with that being said, yeah, it's a lot for a small town, isn't it? A lot of things going on and a lot of variables and just a lot. So yeah, my hat does say Big Dick's Salty Semen. So replayers, thank you so much for replaying this live. I have been live for almost 3 hours. I only wanted to come on for an hour because I don't feel good. But I'm going to go eat my dinner. I will see you guys tomorrow for Friday live at 3 p.m. I am shutting down all of my electronics tonight because I need a break. My head hurts. So 2 large universities, 2 small towns. And I just hope that there is no, like, you know, I don't know, copycat or, you know, someone else, or hopefully they have the right guy too. All right, you guys, take care and dance it out. I will see you tomorrow, and we will have another version of our Good, Bad, and the Ugly at the end of tomorrow's live. So thank you so much. Thank you, all the members, all the Roberters.
Roberta.
You guys are the best. And I love you guys for being here, chatting. Julianne, thank you so much. Candy, Mary P, Ave, I have your beautiful card back here behind me. Ave makes the most beautiful cards. So, yeah, everybody go have a beer. Smoke them if you got them. Whatever you got to do. Bye, Potato. Bye, ENGB. Bye, Shell. Bye, everybody. See you soon, Dance. This motherfucker out.
Tamper.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems.
I don't know.
You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems.
What?
I don't give a damn. Shake it off. Yeah. You wanna be with me. You wanna feel, feels on the real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to France, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time.
He's like, hey, sorry, I'm yawning a lot. I yawn a lot when I'm tired.
My new shoes, I know the pools, and I'm cold. Calling my phone when you feel alone, but I'll never call you back.
Jay's a winner, not a beginner. You'll see Jay again, my friend.
In the name of Jesus, Father God, Lord,